guys, welcome back to The Bright Side. Macy here, the Bright Side Girl, and today we are doing my October TBR. So I have decorated my shelves like all spooky for you guys. I'm really excited about it. It took me a long time to figure out like exactly how I wanted it to look. It was kind of hard for me. I stole a little bit of Hardback Hoarder's idea of like turning the books inside out. I tried to do it like all the way inside out with like not a lot of character to it, but I liked having like the extra books, and I've got like my little yoga skeletons and stuff like that. So hopefully this is like cute for the fall. So I've been trying to keep these TBR videos fairly small because I don't like to have the exact same synopsis for the book in my TBR videos as I do in my wrap-ups, because then you're just learning about the same books twice. So I've been keeping them somewhat small. Like I usually read, I think on average, I read 7 books and listen to like 5 or 6 on audio. And so I've been keeping my TBRs under 5 books just so that I have the freedom to like randomly grab things if my moods change. Now, September and October are some of my favorite reading times. I have so many like spooky, creepy, atmospheric type reads that I save specifically for this time of year because I am a very seasonal reader, and I literally have a giant shelf with like 80 books that are good for like fall and Halloween and all that kind of stuff. So for October, I tend to go a little bit more on the creepy side than I did in September. So these are my like main priorities for October. First up on the not so creepy scary side, but kind of, I am going to read Lady Midnight by Cassandra Clare. This is book 1 in the Dark Artifices series. I'm following along with Emma Books in her Cassandra Clare readathon, and this is the October book, and then we're going to finish in time for Queen of Air and Darkness in December. This is a beast of a book. I'm either going to do physical read or audiobook. This is putting a little bit of a hindrance in my like spooky reads. So because this is like a 700-page book, so it's kind of like reading 2 books as far as like my average book page reading. And so I am debating on whether doing this on audio or in physical form. It'll depend on like how good the narrator is and how into this particular story I am. So if you're not familiar, this is the Shadowhunters universe. This is the 3rd series in that universe. This one is set at the Los Angeles Institute in modern times. Next up, I went to read Anna Dressed in Blood and The Girl of Nightmares, which is book 2 by Kendare Blake, because Three Dark Crowns has officially become my favorite series, minus Harry Potter, because that's always number 1. I am just completely obsessed with it. I love her writing style. I think it's so dark and awesome and amazing. And so I really want to read something else from her. And this one is about a girl who is a ghost, and I think she kills people when they enter her house. And there is a boy, and he is a ghost hunter with his mom, and so he goes and tries to like ghost hunter. Supernatural type-esque type book. Should be nice and creepy and scary. This one I'm a little bit nervous about. It's really hard for me because some people say, oh, this book is super scary and creepy, and then I read it and I'm like, oh, that's not bad, I can handle that. And then other books, like, they don't mention it at all, and I'm like, oh, it creeped me out. This one is The Force of Hanson Teeth by Carrie Ryan. This one is like a zombie book, but I think it might be set like more in the past. I'm not sure. It's giving me like The Village type vibes because the people can't like leave the woods because there's like zombies there, and it's supposed to be like very dark and creepy. I'm a little bit worried about it because I don't like being like creeped out and scared a little bit, but I don't like being like horrified or like nightmare-esque. So I think this one is a series as well, so I don't know if I'll read all of them, but then I have an anthology. I found this cool book of Roald Dahl's book of ghost stories. So I read the synopsis of this, and it's so awesome. Roald Dahl, back in like the 90s or 80s or something like that, was commissioned to like write a TV show based on ghost stories. And I don't think that ever came about, that he like went on a mission to find like the best ghost stories. And he like read a ton of ghost stories, and he said he was surprised with how many like he didn't find actually like creepy or scary or well written, including ones by like big authors like Mark Twain and H.G. Wells and all that kind of stuff. He kept looking, he read 730 different ghost stories, and these are the top ones that he found. There are like 14 ghost stories in here, and he said that these were the ones that he thought were the best, and they're like by all different kinds of writers. None of which I really recognize, so I plan on reading like one of these a day, just like maybe with my husband or something like that, or maybe like around a campfire or something. I just thought this was a really neat find and the perfect time of year to read it. And lastly, I want to read This Savage Song by Victoria Schwab. Again, this is a duology, so there's 2 books and I probably will read both of them. I'm going flip-flopping back and forth between whether I want to do audio or physical with this one because I have the book and it's beautiful and I want to read it, but I've also heard the audiobook's really good, so let me know down below which way I should go. But this one is about monsters and monster hunters, I believe, and so there's like a monster that wants to be human and good, and then a girl that wants to be a monster, something like that. I try to go in books a little bit blind, like just enough information that I'm into it. This will be my first Victoria Schwab book, so I'm very, very excited about that. I've heard wonderful things about it. I've heard that there are all kinds of like creepy, eerie monsters in here, and this is probably, I'm almost the most excited about this one. Okay, so that is it for my like main October TBR, but Books and Lala just announced the Spookathon 2018 announcement, which is a spooky, scary readathon from, I think it's from the 15th through the 22nd of October. So I will be coming out with a Spookathon TBR video here in the next couple of days, and I have quite a few goodies on there as well, and she's got like little fun tasks like read a book with purple on the cover and all that kind of stuff. So I hope to get a ton of spooky, creepy reads in this fall because I have a ton on my list, and some of these have been on there for a long time because I've been saving them for the fall time. And last year I didn't have such great of a time. In October I got like distracted by things that I like thought were spooky and scary, but they weren't. So let me know if you guys read these types of books in the fall. Let me know some of your favorites down below, and I will see you guys next time on The Bright Side.